Welcome to another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we take those strategies to do what? Get that green. I am so excited today to have with me Ida. You're going to love her business. I promise you're going to love everything she has to talk about in her business. And we're going to talk a little bit about how do you make a pivot to speaking. I'm looking forward to it. Welcome.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Oh, me too. Would you please share with our audience your phenomenal business?
Yes. So I have a business called To Every Mom, and we started out as a TikTok account. That's what happened. I got on TikTok. I knew I wanted to build an audience around moms being able to have a space to come relax, to laugh, and now to learn. And it was just phenomenal. I had a huge community of mothers coming around, even had some fathers, had some young people coming over to just watch comedy videos about everyday situations, everyday challenges made funny. And out of that, I was able to write my first book, which became an Amazon bestseller.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And it's called Susie with the Z Mysteries. And it's a beautiful brown girl who goes around just discovering and uncovering mysteries out of everyday life. And we've got 2 books now. And I mean, my life has just changed because of TikTok. I'm now on Instagram as well. And I'm training companies and businesses, small businesses, how to use TikTok and Reels to change their lives like I did. I've left my 9-to-5 and life is just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I need some of those secrets because I'm trying to, let's see, think about leaving 9 to 5. What does that really mean? But that's awesome. Congratulations. It sounds like you have a phenomenal business. I know you do. And I love to see how things are moving forward and following you and how much you have in terms of content that you're willing to share.
Yeah.
I'd love if you would share with the audience today, what strategy would you like to talk about?
Yes, so I have this amazing community. There are about 300,000 of us, and so life is good. But I would love to also continue to speak to other businesses, to encourage businesses, because businesses seem to be afraid of TikTok, to encourage businesses to transition to TikTok. And the main way I can do that is by speaking, to go to these organizations, health organizations, real estate organizations, and tell them TikTok and Reels, that's the place to be, and YouTube Shorts. So how do I start speaking to these folks? How do I find them? They're on Clubhouse, but where else are they?
So there are several places that you can go for speaking. There's Speaker Hub, and then there's I think it's called My Speaker Agent. No, My Agent. And My Agent is you can go online, and you actually tell them who you're targeting, and you tell them what you want, and they tell you where the events are coming up and where things are happening so you can get in the door. And they tell you what the challenges are, what they're looking for. It's a great online tool that will help you to move forward. So I would encourage you to look up My Agent and online and think about where those events are so you can get in the door, right? So that you can say, okay, there's an event coming up. I want to target that conference. They're having an opportunity, where there's something that's going on in the city. I want to be in that city. And then things you can do virtually, right? Because we now have gotten to this virtual world. There's a lot more speaking that happens virtually, and they'll let you know about virtual conferences too.
Okay.
And I also will say that as you're looking at businesses, I think one of the opportunities that we leave out a lot, and is that it's not just about connecting to the business. When you connect to a department that's having a retreat, executives that are having a retreat. When you think about this department is going to come together and they're doing a team building, nothing prevents you from being a part of that program. So when we think strategically about how you can use locations and departments within a company to then expand. Okay. Right? In terms of moving forward. Because everybody's always trying to figure out, what can we do that's new and interesting and different? How can we bring it to the forefront? What do they want to know about? And we all know technology is the wave of the future. We're in it. We all know that marketing is huge and it's changing. It's not like it used to be. No. And we're not able to get people like we used to. So I think it's important that as you begin to think about speaking engagements, think broader than just people say, oh, you can go to this association and speak, or oh, you can just go to this conference and speak. When you're thinking about companies, it's like when a sales, best ones are sales retreats, right? Where a department is saying, oh, we're gonna have this big sales retreat, and we're gonna get together and we're recognizing people and all of that. And then you say, well, I can help your sales channel. And here's how I can do it, right? I can help you grow your sales. And here's how I can do it. I can bring you value add to get there. Have you thought about this, right? In terms of moving forward. I was doing some research because one of the things we talk about is our customer experiences and how people want things that are online, how they want video content, and they're looking for that video content. They want quick snippets. I don't have time. Everything's in a rush, right? We are a microwave society on steroids, right? Everybody wants everything yesterday, right?
Yep.
And then we like to be entertained by being able to do that as well. So I love your business proposition of talking about TikTok and how that works and thinking about how you can grow that and what that means, because I think there's golden opportunities there. We're going to take a station break, and when we come back, I would love to explore more about your business and a little bit about some of the techniques you use, and then we'll talk about some strategies around that.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicki Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicki share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help entrepreneurs level up.
Welcome back. Boy, do we have some good news here today when we're talking about sharing content and getting followers. Ida, I would love to understand, you talk about businesses using it. How would they use it? What is that value? What does that look like?
It looks exactly like it did when Facebook came out. It's the opportunity to build a tribe around you that has like interests. So if a company is selling the best ice cream in the world and their local area, they actually ship out as well, they want people to become fanatics about their ice cream. What makes them different? Why are they so special? Is it because they have these speckled flakes in their ice cream? And when you have people that are obsessed with what you do, they then become advocates and obviously also clients. So building an audience is the fastest way to starting a business right now. And those that are in business, it's the easiest way to promote your business. Who's watching a TV commercial anymore? Who fast forwards through them? I do. Most people, the attention is on social media, and right now the attention is truly on short video. So that's why I'm saying, hey, go where the attention is. It's not in the square anymore, and it's definitely not in, on commercials. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So we don't watch commercials. I know I speed through them too, in terms of moving forward. And so I think that the reason I was asking that question is because when you're thinking about speaking, I think about speaking in value add. And let's talk about value add. Every organization wants to understand what that end metric is going to be.
Yeah.
So when you go in and you're talking about building this community, you're talking about how you're going to bring them together, right? And we're going to sell your product. We're going to get people to love your product, your service so much that they're just going to be like, yes, I want it, I want it, I want it. How do you share your value of the results? Yeah. Do you do surveys? Do you do metrics? Tell me a little bit about that in terms of your value.
Truthfully, so I like to break things, content up into two buckets. So you've got the community building bucket, and you also have the promotion, like where you're selling bucket, video that goes out for that purpose. And what they need to do is definitely for each of those buckets, look at their analytics. Because if you have a call to action to come and join the community, you can easily see that this video has brought in 100,000 new people. And that's valuable. And then if you look at your sales bucket and you've put out 3 videos around that, looking at your analytics, also looking at the link clicks, looking at how many people visited your website, how many then purchased, the conversion, you can easily see that a video that did not cost money to run, by the way, has brought in 100 new customers. If you're a small business, 100 new customers in that month. That's major. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because when I think about speaking and I think about your opportunities here and I think about how do you approach it, everything in our world today when we think about business is really centered around how we either add value to revenue, how we add value to our shareholders or customers that are out there, how we add value to our employees or people that we partner with. And how we perfect our efficiencies. And when you want to take those concepts and relate it to one of those, you're actually speaking the language of that business.
I see.
Okay? So even when you go to sales and you say to sales, all of your messages that you're conveying in that speaking engagement is all going to be about revenue generating and gaining customers. So how do I get more customers that ultimately get me into revenue, right? In terms of moving forward. And so as you can go to speaking bureaus, you can go to the site that we talked about, and My Speaking Agent, and you can go to other areas that you can register to be able to see what's happening to target that message around that business. In terms of what you're doing.
For sure.
Okay? And I think that the value that people are missing today is the underlying of, so what's that business model really mean? Okay, you say I got somebody to come to me. Now, does that mean I'm gonna make $100 more, or does that mean I'm gonna make $1,000 more? And how do I actually quantify that value to make it happen? I would also think about as you're moving forward, you might want to partner with some marketing strategists.
Okay.
Think about that. They're doing this part of the marketing. You're helping them with engagement. You now come together as a full package, right? They can provide the strategy, you provide the online strategy and engagement, you partner together, and now both of you are going to go from end to end.
Wonderful.
Right?
Okay.
In terms of engagement, right? Now going end to end, I'm showing everything of the language of the old school, everybody understood about marketing, to the new school about how we actually leverage that and make it go together.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to do the marketing piece of the strategy of all of that because you're truly doing the strategy of what it means to be online, the online presence, the Instagrams, the TikToks, etc. The other thing is, I would encourage you to think about, and this is going to sound really crazy. I'm going to tell you that from the very beginning.
Okay.
Think about the entertainment industry.
Oh, yeah.
On the entertainment industry, you have DJs, right? And you have disc jockeys, and you have people that are in that entertainment sector. And so you begin to be known as an influencer. You begin to partner within that entertainment industry, right, to get your word out and value add. And you do it with comedians because you're funny.
Yeah.
So we're going to do funny stuff. So what about those upcoming comedians that are really trying to get a business and a following?
Very true.
Right?
I didn't think of them.
Well, you said be funny.
Yeah.
TikTok is, my husband watches TikTok from the time he sits down to the time he goes to bed for hours on top of hours. And he's like, I just want something I don't have to think about, that I can laugh at, and I can just watch. Well, what happens is you're actually giving the entertainer an opportunity to have a competitive advantage because it's all funny.
It's true.
It's all funny. You're giving them something that we need as a society, laughter. We need more laughter. So, those are the kinds of industries and sectors you can get involved in that will actually help you grow. And then because they're famous, right, they become to get a name and more comedians are starting to use it, then you can get to a point where you can actually go to those events that they have and things like that and talk more about what you do to get more entertainers in and people that are accomplished. Then after a while, yours grows because you're with a famous person that has, all these multi-million, they're saying, oh yeah, this is my person who did TikTok. And you in those individual, client engagements where they're big dollars, right?
Yeah.
And you're beginning to multiply because you're really helping with their engagement.
I love that.
All right. Well, we're going to take a station break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about that and see if we have a question from our audience. We'll be right back.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicky Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicky share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help entrepreneurs level up.
Welcome back to Strategic Minds Making Money Moves. We are really having a great conversation. I never knew how much TikTok and how much Instagram could truly add value. I always thought about Instagram, I'm just sharing a picture or I'm just sharing a video. I thought about TikTok, that's just for people to sit down and have fun with, right? They just look at it. I never thought about, until we started talking about your business, how you truly can have content that's business oriented in terms of moving forward. So we talked about TikTok in terms of being funny and looking at comedians and looking at others and giving things in a laughter way and moving forward. I also think that you can go to mission critical organizations that are dealing with health and otherwise, so that you can bring some, it's not so much about laughter, but brevity to the challenges that they're facing and give them hope of how to overcome. Right, as you're trying to do that. Because again, we're attaching to the feelings.
Yes.
Everybody reacts to feelings, right? And how do we want you to feel in terms of doing that? So what do you do on the Instagram side? We talked about the TikTok side. Tell me about Instagram.
I basically do the same thing. Instagram and YouTube, they're trying to catch up with TikTok. And so they want their market share back. And so they've invented Reels and YouTube has Shorts. So I have the opportunity of taking one piece of content and repurposing it on both. I do the work once, I gain different followings on all the platforms, and it's been amazing.
What is a YouTube short? People have, we talk about YouTubes and all you think about is I'm playing a video, but what's a YouTube short?
It literally is you taking a video that's shorter than 3 minutes and putting it on YouTube, and YouTube will then categorize it as a short. And you can do everything from teaching how to make a recipe to, showing how your baby took her first steps. And people will engage with that content, and your life can change, your business can change, and your bank account can change.
Now, I like that latter one, that bank account. That bank account is real. Yep. Okay, I like that one. I like that when we talk about your bank account can change. Oh, wow. So does it work for services just like it works for products, or does it only work with products?
It works for everything that you can think of. So if you are a coach, if you're a lawyer, I actually have clients that are physicians. So if you are an author, or if you are a kid who has a nonprofit that you're trying to promote, TikTok works for everyone. It literally is the current marketplace where we would yell and say, fish for sale. It's that space. And so I love TikTok. I love Instagram Reels. I love them all. So please, if you're not on it, get on it.
Well, that's great. That's great to understand. How do you get started in your mind? What does that look like?
I believe getting started starts with getting started. I tell my clients that all the time, and that is literally going and downloading the app. If you're already on Instagram, go and look at the Reels feature and immerse yourself in the culture of what Reels and TikTok look like by watching videos. And don't spend too much time. If you're a business owner, you've got 5 minutes, go through and say, hey, I see myself being able to do that. And TikTok is a copying app, and Reels is a copying space. You see what someone else does, you mimic it, you give them credit for it, but then you gain the followers because of it. And so just get started. Yeah, download it, start using it, see how you can make it work for yourself, and get a great coach. Get someone who's done it before you and learn from them. So yeah.
That's awesome. I think that's great. That's great insights as we're moving forward. And I would encourage you that when you do speaking engagements, that as you go to speak, it's not only about the pre-planning, meeting with the person that is telling you, about what they want you to do and speak. It's being at the speaking and while you're there is being able to talk about putting plugs out about different ways to solve problems. Are you having a problem with X? Here's what you can do. You have a problem with Y, and putting those products and services out there. And then it's also asking that person that invited you to introduce you to 2 or 3 other people. And I don't care whether they're speaking engagements or not. Again, they may have smaller department meetings. They may have smaller gatherings that they're doing, and it gives you another opportunity.
That
right?
makes sense,
So
yeah.
if you meet another salesperson, they're like, look, we got the sales organization. We do such and such with. I'd love you to have. That's part of what I do. I'm on the board. Or I'm on the board of so-and-so. I'd love to have you come in. And that's how things begin to multiply. And it becomes knowing that, oh my gosh, I have somebody that can do all of this, right?
love
In terms of being
that.
able to do that.
Okay. I
And
will do
then you talk about reels. And I'm assuming that you have your own reel of some of the things you've done
Yes.
and making forward. So as you're doing the reels as well, and you think about leveraging those and leveraging that content, think about what snippets are in those reels that could be free content versus those that you can pay and do something for free. And I'm sure that, you got so many secrets up, that you can give and tips that you can give that could take all of us to the next level in terms of moving forward, because I think it's such a unique thing in what you're doing, and knowing that our social media presence is growing significantly. And by 2023, they say 78% of people in the world will be on nothing but social media.
Wow.
People are getting more and more engaged. We have more and more elders getting on social media and learning because they want to connect. You've got women are some of the biggest users of social media, and there's certain demographics and ages that are more than others, that are doing it. And so, in being able to help them helps. And to the board thing, when we talk about boards and people serving on boards, finding the mission of what that board is, get in through a board member.
Okay.
Because a board member will help you, because their function in the board is, as they're helping the CEO, they're trying to help them grow and develop. Well, if you're giving them things that they can bring to the table, that's a natural shoe-in, because the board member said, look, I got an idea. Because they run the operations themselves, the CEO does, but I want to help you in growth. And I've got something I'd like to share. So never be afraid to reach out to board members that are on different boards to help you to get in the door, because that will truly help you expand so others can see the capabilities that you bring.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are more than welcome.
Are you going to introduce me to 2 or 3 people?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that. I'd be happy to do that.
Okay.
See, that's how you do that. You ask, you don't ask, you don't get. Let's see if we have a question from the audience.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Devine. I am the CEO of Gift of Gab, LLC. And I have a question for you, Ida. How many followers do you have on Instagram and TikTok, and how long did it take you to build your following?
Okay, so that is a great question, and I love to call my the people that follow me community members. And I gained in my first year, so actually between February 2020 up until the end of 2020, 150,000 community members on TikTok. And since then, since December of 2020, I have now gained almost 300,000 across TikTok and Instagram. So 234,000 on TikTok, and on Instagram, almost 63,000. And it's been amazing. So since February 2020, that is how fast I've grown. And that has changed my world.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because I got a question. We're all curious. We talk about making money, and some people don't necessarily understand what that business model looks like.
Yeah.
When you say that you went to 200,000, okay, they're following me, so what? What does that mean? How do you get value for that? And what kind of value does that mean?
And most people that ask that question will undervalue what it means to have someone following you. Because, and the reason why is because they don't understand it yet, but Disney gets it. Chick-fil-A gets it. Those are the companies that will build cult followings around them, people that love them so much, which means that if Disney releases a new movie, they don't have to work hard to promote it. They do, but they don't, because those of us that love them will be there. We'll be there regardless. So what happens is, because I have this community around me that loves me, and I love them too, as soon as I put out my book, they're there. And so a follower is someone who said, I'm going to give you my time and my energy. That means so much more than just someone who's just hanging out there. And so I love my community, but then you also have to do the work. When you have a community around you, now you've got brands reaching out to you that you can then promote them, and that's an avenue to make money. You also have other avenues beyond that, but having a follower is a lot more valuable than I think some business owners know.
Wow, that's interesting. Because, we think about even in Facebook, I got 4,000 followers. In LinkedIn, I got 12,000 followers. I got, and it's really understanding that value and what it brings. And so that's why I think it's really important that the more educated people become to understand the value of that following and what it means, the more that you can actually give and gain and make things go forward, as you're moving forward. And making that happen. So I think that, we got some action items to do on getting to the speaking engagements. And I look forward to seeing those reels that talk about how you went to go get a speaking engagement and how you were able to get the results of that. And you can do it in a funny way in TikTok and tag me so I can go and say, I know her. Now I know where she got that from. Great job.
Thank you.
As we start to talk about expansion and moving forward in terms of making that happen. So I have truly, truly enjoyed today. I hope you all have learned a lot. I hope that you see that there's more ways than one to make money and that we can utilize social media to do what? Get that green. Join me in thanking Ida for being here with us today. Thank you so much. I appreciate having you and look forward to hearing all the things that you're doing in your business as you continue to prosper and move forward.
Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us on another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we talk about those strategies to do what? Get that green. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.